Welcome! Hey, who are you? Who is this?
Awkward.
What happened to Yvette? Why are you? Are you
I'm
Yvette?
Stand-in Yvette for today.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's my fling. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of podcast. Woo!
Yeah.
Yvette is not here. She's very busy with work. So, yeah, I had to find a stand-in. If not, you won't hear from us for another 1 month plus or so. But anyway, I already wanted to have this episode a while back. It's just that it was a bit hard to find people or like find time to look at this lah. So here I have with me Jeremy.
Hello, everyone.
You want to introduce yourself?
Hi.
Like job interview. Hi. My career objective is
32 am married. Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Jeremy, Kenneth's friend. We known each other, I think, when we first worked at the same place. I think fresh grad lah, right? When we first came out, that was our first job, right?
That was in 2014.
2014.
You came in.
I came in 2015 February.
I came in 2015, man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I came in. I came in like 4 months later than you. You came in November.
I came in. Oh yeah.
I think so. November.
Graduate, oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
November
Wait,
14. November.
We graduated in 2013.
Yes.
So I came in end 2013.
Oh, okay. Then
So
2014 February then.
It should be 2014.
Yeah. So I got to know him from our first job together.
Yeah.
And then since then, I think we've just been we have kept in touch with each other because of similar interests lah, which is games.
Games and just random stuff.
Yeah.
So so today's episode is focus a bit more on gaming, if you can see the title. I don't know what's the title.
But before that, right, can I just like do a quick shout out to my
shout out, sure.
Shout out to my wife. I'm sure she'll watch this video, Isa.
Woohoo! Shout out. Woohoo! I don't know how many people is listening on this shout. It's like all this pointless shout out. You only hear there are a few people listening to it.
Yes. This podcast will be famous soon.
Yeah. Game episode. I feel that most of y'all, I don't know what's the population or the demographic like, but I don't think a lot of y'all may be interested, especially Yvette's side of friends, because games are not usually generally what they boo, you're boring little creatures. Today we want to talk about games. That's why I brought Jeremy here. So I guess the aim here is, I think we hopefully can cover things like, our opinions about games, what kind of games we enjoy. I want to also talk a bit about FF7 remake, which is a game that I really enjoyed.
Yep. Me too. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, and just general, I guess, discussions surrounding games. Yeah. So maybe we can start with like our history, history of games.
You wanna go first?
Actually, in fact, I just realized I actually wanted to make a vlog about games before. Yeah, but it never happened. I wrote it down already. I wrote it already.
What kind of vlog?
Just talking about what kind of games I enjoy and so on. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I see.
I guess I remember I recently opened a document and I saw this. Yeah. What I've written. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I wanted to do this.
But I mean, you do game streaming on a regular basis. Have you ever thought of doing like those kind of like play together vlogging? I mean, have you ever thought of going that route before?
I mean, in my YouTube channel, during the period where there was a period of time where I, for like about almost 1.5 years, where I did like weekly videos. Yeah. So during that period, that was also when I started exploring like other options rather than just vlogging, because purely vlogging, it was a bit difficult to keep up with coming up with content to talk about and to make entertaining vlogs about. So I started like dabbling into like gameplay videos. So it's now kind of defunct series. It's called Can You Play?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I made like I recorded myself playing games. Okay, so that's how I have That's how I have my streaming kind of like gear with me. It's the same webcam that I'm using. Yeah, and I think it's more or less the same softwares that we play with. So that's how I learned all these things before I started like doing a bit more streaming. Yeah.
I must say I do enjoy watching that series though. I mean, because you do play the sometimes a bit the funny games.
Yeah.
They're not the mainstream games lah, right?
Yeah. But I feel like okay, because I guess this also segue into like what kind of games we like to play lah. Personally, for me, I think I'm a social gamer more than someone who likes to play like games alone. So I generally like to play games that has a social element to it.
I would say me too, but I don't mind playing by myself because my favorite genre is like role playing games, and usually like role playing games you kind of play by yourself mostly.
Yeah,
like they're not. I mean, there is multiplayer RPG, which is like MMOs lah, like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
But then I also enjoy the ones that are like single player, like at Final Fantasy, or those that are on consoles, which are usually more story driven, which I enjoy particularly. Yeah.
I'm just thinking like I guess like stories is also a big part of games, right? Like whether you like it.
Definitely.
But I think like when it goes back to the start, when like I think for our people in our age group, the kind of games that we started playing, actually the storyline is like non-existent one. I mean, okay,
you mean like when we were younger?
Yeah, when we were younger, very start, like I guess like other than game like Pokemon, which actually has a storyline you follow through. You kind of right, like you follow the journey of this person, and then like you have like the antagonist Team Rocket come and sabotage you, and then you fight their boss, and you try to. So there's kind of like a story to it lah. Right?
True.
But then like before that, the games I kind of play are like I don't know, like racing games, Daytona.
I see. Those like like.
Yeah,
one
2D
time
golf.
playthrough kind of no story one.
Yeah, it's more like mechanics, fighting games. Back then, like even Street Fighter, back then I don't think they have a very developed storyline.
Yeah. It's like the Bison is like the bad guy, and then you are just supposed to beat him.
Everybody is fighting him. Yeah, but I don't think people really look too much into the whole story.
That's true.
Narrative driven kind of game.
That's true. True. But even now, fighting games like if you talk about Street Fighter. They even have a good storyline, so to speak, right?
So they already started like character development.
Yeah.
Like which character, what's their... Actually, I guess back then they kind of have. It's just that maybe because we are young and dumb, so we didn't really process a lot of this.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good point in the sense that when we were younger, I think maybe some games may have actually stories, but we just weren't maybe matured enough to kind of appreciate them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess like the first game that really, I think Pokemon is probably the one that kind of kickstarted a more like game that I can play like a bit more long term.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
okay.
Prior to that, I remember like games that I enjoy on my game. Okay, so when it comes to games, right, when we first started, I can't remember what's the first game I ever played on. I mean, on a digital device. Do you remember?
Digital device means mobile?
Maybe mobile or like console.
Well, if it's mobile, definitely Snake lah. That's the first game lah.
That's true. That's true. There's
on our old mobile.
There's this
Sony.
After that, there's a newer game called Bounce. It's this orange ball. It's a Nokia game.
Remember that?
I don't know. It's kind of pointless on that game.
Yeah. But I mean, that's really my first memory of mobile games lah, which is those Snake.
But generally, like console or whatever.
Yeah.
What would be your first one?
Okay, so thinking back, I would say that my first exposure to video games would probably be quite basically me watching my cousin and uncle playing games at my grandmother's house last time. And then the games they were playing, I think the first one I remember was Diablo.
Diablo 1.
Yes, Diablo 1. So that was the first game, but I wasn't old enough. Actually, I wasn't even old enough to watch the game because the game is quite gory.
Yeah. But when you're young, you also don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
Like,
then you just
the gory
see
part,
like blood come out.
You also don't think too much about it, right? Because it's just cartoon, right?
I mean, I think the experience is more about it's more about just watching them play, which you just want to be part of like them lah. They are like the people playing, and then they are a computer, they're the cool kids, right?
Yeah.
You kind of want to like, watch them play what they play. So I remember I think that was my first game I ever watched playing. I mean other people playing. I didn't play it lah, of course. And then that slowly kind of sparked, I guess, my interest in video games. And then I moved on to more strategy game after. So there's this game called, I'm not sure whether you know, it's called Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah, heard of it. I never played it, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's a like a strategy game.
Is it turn-based?
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, so you kind of like, you have a castle, and then you kind of build your units, and then you have a hero, and then you can walk around, and then on the map lah, it's on the map, and then you fight. And it's turn-based lah. And I remember that that was already when I was like maybe primary, I think about primary 3, primary 4, I would say. That when I was actually old enough to understand some game mechanics and then start to play. So I would think that would be my first memory of video games. And then from there, it kind of expanded exponentially after that.
Actually, come to think of it, it's quite interesting because I realized that we kind of grew up in the era where computer became more prevalent, right?
Yeah.
Like I think at the start, computer wasn't as prevalent, and that's like in the early 90s, people start to own more like PCs, like personal computers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come to think of it,
you know, last time Diablo, right?
Yeah.
Not Diablo. There's this another game, RPG. It's a really old game. It's called Quest for Glory. I don't know whether you know that, but it's really, really, really old. It's like 1992 like that. And then last time it's still that that black floppy disk.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Yeah.
Wait, is it? It's not
diskette. It's not diskette. It's
bigger.
It's the big. The flappy one, the plastic one.
It's bigger lah.
Yes,
right.
and then you put it into your computer, and then you kind of have to turn the hook or something, and then it kind of
that one I don't know. Yeah, but I think I remember seeing those big.
Yeah. So those I remember the first games that I remember watching my cousin playing is run on those things like diskettes and that thing, and then so like for example games like Quest for Glory, when it's kind of a long game, right? It's like the old it's like even before Final Fantasy 7 came out, when you have like different disc change, you actually have to change like 6 diskettes because the game was that big.
I see, like this storage wasn't that big.
Yeah. So you have to like in the middle of the game, they'll ask you, oh, can you put like diskette 2 in, and then you take out the diskette and then you put in.
This reminds me of installing Windows 95. My family, when we first bought a computer, installed Windows 95. Windows 95 came in like a big plastic. Like
yes, I remember that
box. Then there's like 13 diskette or something. I remember installing, need to put one by one. Yeah, but I think I was like thinking back. My first exposure, I think it's my cousin's place, where I have an older cousin. He's like 10 years older than me. I think slightly more than 10 years. Yeah, so among all our cousins, he's like way older compared to us. He had a Mac. I think that Mac was like the first.
Really? Oh, that's quite actually
Mac was like first
unique.
First was Mac came more earlier than Microsoft. I can't really remember.
I don't
think
remember.
Mac was
also
the one that made personal computer more affordable for everyone. Yeah, so I remember him using his Mac. I remember that the first few games that I ever saw him playing was this 2D golf game. Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying.
I don't know whether it's a versus game.
Yeah.
Where like you're trying to shoot each other down.
Yeah.
Or was it like you're trying to go into hole in one? That I can't remember.
Yeah. Do you remember this Windows game where they have this like skiing game? You kind of, it's a 2D thing, and then it kind of scrolls down, and you have to avoid like trees.
Sounds very familiar. Wait, it's 2D, yeah?
Yes. It's 2D. It's those, whenever you install Windows, they have those like default games, right? I'm not sure whether it's one of them, but I have this impression that it usually comes with Windows 95. Is this like really? Yeah, that's the one. This retro game, something like that lah.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, and then you always get eaten by the snowman or something like that lah. After a while, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Ski Free, I think maybe that's the name.
I really know. I play a lot of Solitaire.
Yes, Solitaire as well. Yes.
And learn how to play the Free Cell.
Yeah.
Is it Free Cell?
Free Cell, not as much. Solitaire, I remember playing quite a lot as well. Yeah.
Hearts. There's also Hearts, right?
Hearts, yes, yeah. But that one actually quite complicated. You actually need to know or else you'll just be like randomly clicking stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I also remember playing the pinball. The pinball also quite. It's already a bit more advanced already lah, right? Compared to
got like 3D already.
Yeah, got 3D already. Yeah, but I think that's where I get my exposure lah. Because I also realized that like I mean I don't have like a elder brother or like yeah. So it's like the only exposure I get from games was like my cousin's brother. Or like my cousin. What am I talking about? My cousin's brother is my cousin. What?
Yeah. So,
your
cousin's brother.
Yeah, my oldest cousin. Yeah. So yeah, that was quite interesting. I remember like I see him play StarCraft.
Okay, yeah.
So
StarCraft
that
is
is
quite
genre. StarCraft. I remember
early.
Worms.
Yeah.
So we played Worms also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then my cousin also had a Sega.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we played like I remember there's a Michael Jackson game.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Sonic. Play Sonic. There was a Michael Jackson game. There's one is like some weird like it's a 2-player game that I really enjoy. Like it's like a what do you call it? A scrolling platformer.
Like a platform game lah.
Yeah. So you move around, collect power ups, and then fight
not Super Mario lah, right? That's too common already.
Super Mario is not on Sega. What?
That's
Mario
true.
Will be on
it was on Nintendo
64.
NES lah. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember always fantasizing. Like end of year, sometimes Toys R Us or whatever, they will send you brochure.
Yeah.
Then they always show you
the most expensive
Nintendo
one is
64.
Nintendo.
I always look at this console game. I always like yearn for it, but I know I'll never get it. Yeah, I never did lah. So yeah, I remember. I think like growing up, I have to say that the part of the reason why I game so much now, I play so much. I think partly might be attributed to the fact that I might be a bit deprived when I was a child.
What do you mean?
Like I don't get to play games as much as I want to. Yeah, because in my family, I guess generally there's this taboo, right? Like
were your parents strict on you?
Yeah. So I think they try to curb my gaming habits.
I see.
They basically like my Game Boy, right? They bought for me for my birthday. But I only can play my Game Boy on long holidays. Meaning each year I only see my Game Boy for 2 months.
So sad.
So June and December. Yeah. I mean
so
like in between here and there, sometimes I know where my Game Boy is.
You can play your World of Warcraft now.
You can play every single day. But like for that 2 months, like but in between, I think sometimes I will find out where the Game Boy is. Yeah. Then I'll play.
So like you mean like you go and like search the cupboard?
Yeah, but sometimes it's like here. This is my sister's room. And I remember sometimes it was kept here.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's kept my mom's room. Yeah. So sometimes I go search for it. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So I was always like, I don't get to play much, even though I really enjoy playing games. But with school, actually is manageable because I go to my friend's place to play. Yeah. So sometimes like, do project. Then you spend like 45 minutes do project, but the rest of 2-3 hours you're just playing games. But then as I grow up also, I think up all the way until JC.
Yeah.
I was still like being controlled lah in terms of game time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I remember I was still playing like StarCraft during PSLE. So my parents are quite different.
Oh my god! I tell you, mine is a whole different story. I have one story that about my JC one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that one I'll come to it in a bit lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember like when my parents were very wary on buying me computer. Because they scared that the moment I buy computer, I get so sucked in, right? Yeah. That I will not concentrate at work at all. Yeah. So there was some like game related incident. First one was primary school. Yeah. I went to one of my good friend's place. So we started to project. So I went over there and we like, hey, let's play lah. So he has I can't remember. I think it should be a Sega lah. Yeah. So we were playing some games. I don't even remember.
Most people have consoles then.
Yeah. I don't have one, so I will go to my friend's house play. So I don't remember what was the game that we were playing. But I think it was a 2-player game, kind of co-op related one, which I enjoy also. So we play. That was the first time I totally lost track of time. Like totally. Because the next thing I realized it was already 6+7. As a primary
school is kind of late lah. Yes,
damn fucking late. Like
you're supposed to go home at like 2 p.m.
lesson end at 1:30 1:30. So it's like
I understand.
Yeah, and back then you don't have like phones, right? You don't have mobile phones. So my parents were worried sick.
You were lost.
So no one contacted them. Yeah. So I can't remember what was
when your friends' parents at home, like
yeah, my friend's mom was around, I remember. In fact, I think she's the one who kind of reminded that, oh, actually quite late already. Are you still staying until dinner or something? Yeah, and that's when I was like, oh shit. I mean, I didn't say fuck lah.
Something hits the fan.
Yeah, I just know that I'm screwed. I don't remember if I called back home first, but I don't think I did. Because when you're in primary school, you don't think about like, oh, my parents are worried.
Yeah.
What you think about is, oh shit, I'm gonna get the whooping of my life.
Gonna get screwed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get screwed when I go home. So I don't think I called back. I just immediately went home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got caned. I got caned. I remember I got caned. Okay, I still remember very clearly. I got caned. My dad took out like this box of games that I have. My Digimon, some CD games.
Yeah.
I remember one of the CD games that I really enjoyed and he crushed it. That game was the Puzzle Bubble. Yeah. There's that kind.
Yeah.
But there's one is like a platformer one. Like you move around, you shoot a big bubble. Then the big bubble can capture enemy. Then you burst it, then enemy will die.
But that's not Puzzle Bubble.
It's like a spin-off kind of.
Oh, no.
Like it's the same characters. It's that dinosaur thing.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've not played
So I really enjoyed that game, I remember. So he took all those. He came to this side of the living room.
Yeah.
I got caned like fuck like that in my parents' room, right? Then it's like those cane until like the skin bruised.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's bruised. It's not like just like red marks. It's bruised, okay? Then he took a hammer. My dad took a hammer and just smashed everything up.
Wow.
Yeah, right in front of me.
Gosh, that is serious, man.
That was like, I was like, fuck. I feel so fucked.
So after that, did you ever did you ever go to your friend's place?
But I did remember that they said that they were very worried for me. Yeah. So I can't remember whether I still go back. I probably still do. And after that I was a lot more wary with time. Like,
well, obviously.
Like I won't, like if I go home late I will let them know or something like. Yeah. So that's that traumatic childhood experience.
Like a horror moment.
Yeah. But I guess like things like this make them also feel like, I don't know how to control myself when it comes to games. So I guess that's also why my mom was also very wary. But it's kind of like it's like it's creating the same problem. Like, because I like to play games, you take away from me. Yeah. That's the more I crave for it, the more I want it.
Yeah. You are kids, right?
Yeah. So it kind of like fits the problem more than trying to resolve it.
I agree. I mean, my own experience is that my parents didn't really restrict me in terms of my gaming time, but so I also had a similar experience as you. Like, I also went to my friend's place to play a game. I can't remember already. It might be Mortal Kombat, I think. Something like that. It's a fighting game. I think it should be Mortal Kombat. And then I also remembered that I played until, also around that time, about 5 to 6 p.m. And I was like, oh. Yeah, so I think quite similar experience to you. But then when I went back home, my parents didn't had such a big reaction to it, right? I mean, my parents were also worried, but then so they scolded me, but they reminded me that they are not against me going to my friend's place to play games. It's just that I need to call them and tell them a bit ahead of time, because that's what they were concerned about if I get lost, because I was only a primary school kid. I mean, then right. So I think my experience throughout my childhood was that my parents were quite lax. Like I told you, during PSLE, I was still playing StarCraft. And then during my school time, they actually bought a computer for me in primary school. And then
good life.
But it was an old rundown one, lousy one. Like, so, last time got those Dell, very, very old, very, very slow one. Yeah. But then supposedly, I think they installed some programs like those encyclopedia program things like that.
I remember
to ensure that to make it like you can like go and like use it lah. But
some I remember there's some like encyclopedia game-ish.
Yeah, there's this like puzzle game also one.
Kick around.
Yes. Yeah. So then, but anyway, I use the computer for a totally different reason, which is to game lah. So I played games like StarCraft. I played games like there's this other game called Team Hospital. It's like this strategy game, like this building game like that.
Yeah,
like a simulation game lah. Yeah. So I remember during my primary school, I played a lot of those. From primary 4 all the way to primary 6, I was just gaming a lot. So I would say my parents are quite different from yours in the sense that they are quite hands off, but they still do check up on me every now and then. And whenever they say stop, I would stop lah. So I guess that's probably why they weren't particularly concerned, because they and anyway, most of the time I'm at home playing my computer when I'm playing lah. So
it's like they can see what you're doing lah.
Yeah,
they know that you're not like fucking around, trying drugs and all that fuck shit lah.
They always, you know, parents, right? They always try to justify like, or if your son is like a gamer and then but then they kind of disapprove of the gaming habit. They'll just say, anyway, gaming is better than you go out and then you go and like fool around. Could be like pinking.
Join gang.
Go and like drink alcohol, smoke, that kind of thing. So last time during our time, gaming is like a secondary scene that you can have.
That's how your parents see it.
For my parent lah, that's how they see it. They rather that I stay at home and play the computer where they can see me physically, rather than me, let's say, hanging out with my friends where they cannot actually see where I am
and do bad companies and stuff.
So I guess that's why they don't directly discourage me from playing video games, just because they thought that at least I'm at home.
That's interesting. I don't think my parents even considered that. I feel like playing too much games is already the worst sin. Like the others is like you don't even think about it. You deal with this sin first. All the other sin is like you get even close to there, you're dead. You know. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But then like how much expectations does your parents have for your grades? Because for me, I think the biggest reason why they are so concerned about my game time is because of my grades. They really want me to score like good grades. I think like maybe because I primary 1 kind of spoiled my own market lah. Actually, come to think of it, like primary 1 I did really well for school. I got first in class. So to me, that's how they really lock on this frame that like I'm a very smart kid. That's how they see it. I mean, I'm not saying that I am lah, right? You know, I'm also dumb in some ways or another, but I think because I did really well in primary 1, so I guess that expectation kind of like they kind of wanted me to keep that expectation throughout my school. So like as I got into better classes, it was a bit harder to do as well as, or like top of the class kind of thing lah. But at the same time, they maybe because they think that I can do well, they always put a lot of expectations on me. Because they don't do that to my sister. My sister and I, it's like I look at it, I also feel like, frustrated. It's like, how come you all put all this pressure on me that I need to get A, I need to study and do assessment all the time. Whereas my sister doesn't need to do any of this. But they have some sexist opinions about a guy need to do well.
I was about to ask you that. Is it because you're the boy and that's why?
I think there is a part of the reason why it's like that. Because I think I kind of remember me asking them like why, justify why they treat me so differently. And the way I can recall in my memory is something along the lines of like, oh, you're a guy, you need to next time you earn money, you need to support family. Your sister is just married to another family, can already.
That's a very 1990s.
I mean, that's the era they're in lah, the parents. So I guess like you also, when they explain it that way, just like, oh, okay, that's the logic. I guess that makes sense.
So have you ever thought that playing video games, is it a form of escapism to you, or were you genuinely interested in it when you first started?
I guess like I enjoyed like, I think games at the start for me, or for most of the time, I also realized that I don't really enjoy single player games as much. So I know a lot of my friends got into Final Fantasy. I guess a big part of the reason why I never get into Final Fantasy is also because I don't have a console lah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that I could connect with. Like I would see them play. It's like watching someone play and you playing is very different, right? At that age you much prefer to play the game rather than just watching.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So the only time I guess I get to always play is always when I go to a friend's house is play cooperative games or like versus game or whatever. I'm not so big on versus game, but like whenever there's cooperative game, I generally enjoy it a lot. Yeah. So I guess it triggers good memory. I enjoy the part where you have fun
like
together,
the social, like a social activity.
Yeah, as a group. Yeah, enjoying the game as a group. Yeah. So I guess that probably is the reason why it shaped my opinions on how I enjoy games.
Yeah.
So now, I never thought of it that way. But now come to think of it, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, because after that, I remember, I guess the first multiplayer games that I really end up playing with my friends.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess RuneScape is one in secondary school. But RuneScape also don't really have, like when you're playing at that low level as a stupid kid, right? 13-year-old. Yeah.
I remember that was a popular game in my secondary school.
Fucking
lower sec, yeah.
Then but it wasn't like a game that you really run together. I think that time
I've never played that game.
I think that time we are still using the 56k modem.
Uh-huh.
So cannot online all the time because
I
remember it's like based on time, right? Like 1 month you have 16 hours. Kind of shit. Then I will secretly play. Why the internet so expensive this month? I don't know. Maybe accidentally someone used too much. I always write down the logbook. We have a logbook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you sign inside out.
You know when is really strict on this.
When you do, right? Because I think they giam money lah. I mean, it's not cheap, right? For all these things. So I remember like the log in, log out, there's a window. They'll tell you the elapsed time that you're supposed to write it down. So that we know that we don't overshoot it. RuneScape wasn't so much of a cooperative game. Yeah, you kind of like just farm yourself, right? So I also eventually got bored. I think the first game that I got into a lot was actually a web-based game with my friends. I didn't enjoy Neopets. Yeah, a lot of people had nostalgia feeling. I played a bit. It's called board. It's a game called Archmage.
Oh,
Reincarnation.
I remember that. Yes. I played that. Yes.
Yeah. So that was quite fun because you like
yes.
You work as a team. You build a guild, right? Then you
trigger my memory on this, man.
Then you do research. Then I remember we have like forums. Then we were like
it was quite big. It was quite big last time. Yeah.
I remember each server got like 10,000 players easily.
Yes.
Then it's like you must faster go in, it'll be filled.
Yeah.
Then when the server resets, like everybody's like, we must faster get in, faster immediately create a user account. Yeah. So I remember that was quite a big thing. Because you don't really need a good computer to play. Yeah, you can just play in school.
Because it's like a text-based game.
Yeah, web-based text-based game where you do research. Then you fight and then like
Yes. You trigger my memory on that. I totally forgot about that game until you told me about it.
I really enjoyed that one because I guess play with my friends. Yeah, so we always have discussion. We talk about it. Then we strategize like you should do this. Yeah, there's some optimal way to play this or like build your building so that you can get the best out of your turns and so on. Yeah. So I guess that was
I wasn't as hardcore as you then. I mean I played with my friends and last time secondary school you go to a lab. Got those kind of like, you go computer lab, there's just labs, there's lesson, right? So then you will secretly go and play your Archmage or whatever.
Remember my secondary school, we have like common use computers near the canteen. So the computers are
like, good,
it's like standing computers.
Oh,
yeah. Then the everything is locked. The keyboard cannot move one. It's like a console like by itself. Then the screen is like it's like must look through the screen.
There's a plastic.
Yeah, it's below one. So you must look at that one. So the screen, then the mouse is the ball mouse.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember that, yeah.
So like that's where you can get internet and play that game also. So I remember.
Don't they like block, like kind of like the type of website you can go? No. Oh really? Wow. It's quite good.
I mean, we could play all these games. I don't think back then they talked about like, the kids are playing this website, we block this website. I don't think they restricted that much.
Oh, interesting.
But I remember this story was quite funny. So I have a good friend. So there's this thing where whenever there's recess time, we will chong down so that we can get to use the computer.
I need to farm my Archmage.
I want to use my turns. I need to chong down. So I remember, okay, this didn't happen in my class. It's one of my good friends' class. So two of them, the bell rang.
Yeah.
So the bell rang already. It's like, okay, it's time to chong to play game.
Yeah.
So my friend, anyway, it's Louis lah. He started to chong out the class. Is it Louis? Yeah, it's Louis. Okay.
You malign him.
Yeah. So okay. The way that the school was built was that there's this huge slope. There's like car park slope that goes out to another area.
Yeah.
So sometimes for us when we want to go from one place to another, or like the exit or like the canteen, we have to walk down this slope lah. So from his class, he, in order to get there as fast as he can, he has to come down from this slope. This slope path.
To run down lah. Yeah.
So the bell rang, he immediately put down his arm, he chong up. So then he chong out. Then he chong out. He looked behind, he saw another friend who was chasing running after him. Then he's like, then he chong even faster. So he bump down to the computer.
Did he break his leg or something?
Then he reached there, and he's like, yeah, I'm first. When the other friend come, the other friend's like, still got one more class. Haven't recessed yet. Your friend was trying to chase after him to tell. So my friend was telling him to stop. He's like, no, he wants him to stop so that he can get the computer. So he jumped all the way down. Then he's like, he's still like so proud. Yeah, I'm first. Then end up there's this walk of shame back. Everybody was like bursting in laughter when they see him. Yeah,
that's funny.
That was quite funny. But it was for Archmage.
Oh yeah. I remember playing that game quite a lot. So yeah.
But I didn't play Diablo. I remember the other game that I really played a lot with my friends was Diablo 2.
Yeah, I played Diablo 2 a lot as well. Diablo, I didn't play Diablo much as well because when Diablo came out, we were too young. I think that was like we were primary 1, primary 2.
My friend also played by himself, but I never got into it because I never had a game, and just whatever.
Yeah.
But I think only when Diablo 2 came out, the multiplayer component becomes a lot more stronger.
Yeah. I think Diablo 2 is one of the first game I also played like really quite hardcore with my friends.
Yeah.
I
remember doing all the MF runs.
Yeah.
On the sorcerers.
Yeah.
Killing Mephisto again and again.
Yeah, Mephisto, like all the math runs, math runs, things like that. Yeah.
That was good times.
Yeah. Then a lot of drama, when I played Diablo 2. Like so there was one incident that
drama with your friends.
Yeah, among my friends.
Wow,
so we have a group of friends that play Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure what happened. I kind of vaguely remember it, but one of my friend was quite angry that he did not get like a item or something. We were like running like MF runs together, so he didn't get his item, right? So out of rage, he basically like threw out his whole stash. He threw out all his items, and then he quit the game. Like he left. He quit. He rage quit. He rage quit. Yeah, he rage quit.
The first of rage quit.
Yeah. So that was like one of the first rage quits I ever saw in my life.
But the drama is just is a intern like based by himself. He just stopped playing.
You know Diablo. There wasn't any loot system. It's like FFA. You just freaking click fast, you get it, right? Yeah. So one of my friend picked up the item that the other friend wanted. So he was damn pissed off that he didn't get that particular item. So then he, in rage, he just basically rage quit, and then he just
that was interesting.
that was my first taste of online game drama, I would say.
I don't think among my friends we had that back then lah.
Yeah, before I ventured into World of Warcraft, of course there's a lot more drama.
Yeah.
But before that, I think Diablo 2 was my first taste of online game drama.
Interesting. Games, do I have much drama? Actually, not much lah. World of Warcraft definitely has.
Yeah, World of Warcraft is serious business, man. I tell you. We are running a guild like a company, man.
Yeah, because everyone invests a lot of that time.
Yeah,
and into the characters. So when
especially the vanilla one lah, like really, it's hardcore, man. Yeah.
So when people don't get what they want, or like certain things don't go as per plan as how they hope it would be, you get some drama like over loots. Right. Largely over loot, over raid spots.
Raid spots, definitely. Raid spots, then, people, because last time, while your raid was 40 people, right? And 40 people, it's very hard to
40.
control as a guild leader, right?
Yes.
And there's definitely going to be a lot of slackers who don't heal, don't DPS. And it's very hard to tell them off, especially if they are your friend.
Yeah.
So then, so there's a lot of drama like this, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I think me and my friends, we generally do quite well. So we become a source of drama because whenever we join a guild at the same time, right?
Yeah.
We end up replacing a lot of their existing members who are burdens.
Oh.
And then they all get really upset with us and then they all like quit and form their own guild.
Yeah.
And then they never succeed.
But I mean, for World of Warcraft, you have been playing mostly with your friends, is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So
I think that's better, just because you know each other well.
Yeah. So interestingly, right, we started playing Guild Wars first.
Oh, okay. I played that too. Yeah.
But I played like 3 days and I got bored of it.
3 days. Why? You weren't that into.
Okay, because I think the largest reason is that most of my friends, they power level and they ran and play themselves. Then I got left behind.
I see.
Yeah, and I didn't enjoy the leveling process by myself.
But Guild Wars was like more on PvP,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I never even reached that stage. There's a PvE part where you farm for certain things.
I can't remember.
Like Signex or whatever.
I remember not liking that game that much as well. Because last time I was still into more of the story. So whenever those games don't really have much of a story, it kind of bores me quickly.
Right, actually.
But very minimal. So like World of Warcraft, it's very story driven.
Yeah.
Right? So I like those games more. Whereas Guild Wars is very PvP driven for the first one when it first came out.
Yeah.
So leveling was minimal, gearing was minimal.
Level 20 only.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Leveling is quite straightforward.
So then it was mostly focused on more PvP, which I personally at that point in time wasn't that interested. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, but then when they wanted to start World of Warcraft, I was also very skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I decided to just take it out and try lah.
You started when again? World of Warcraft?
Burning Crusade.
Okay.
It was during NS. I remember it's during NS. I bought the game so I went for exercise Wallaby, Australia. On the way back, I saw the battle chest, the BC and vanilla combined, $60 I can't remember. Yeah, that's where I first started. I guess also that time I started. You have allowance, right? So the allowance you can use it to play game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then, before that, it's like use your own like pocket money. Is like not enough one. $15 is actually a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually quite expensive. The subscription.
Yeah, I bought it and I go home and I tried it, play with my friends, and actually kind of enjoyed it lah. The leveling, I think the leveling was a bit slow for me.
Yeah,
I leveled I think initially Red Pally, then I changed to Prot Pally because it was.
Isn't that worse?
No, it was because AOE kill.
Oh, okay.
So the leveling experience is slightly different lah. Then it took. I think it took me quite a while. It wasn't like a.
Burning Crusade is still quite
okay.
In a sense that they haven't really optimized a lot of things.
Yeah. So, but I think I started enjoying more when we joined a guild together and we started like the guild was like, okay, let's go and raid. Then like, what the hell is a raid, right? Then you just follow. Then it's like, oh, it's quite fun. Everybody talking over what's that? Ventrilo. Back then was Ventrilo, right? Yeah. So use Ventrilo talk. Yeah, I thought that was, and I guess that kind of like make me enjoy the game more and more. Yeah. So I remember that then it's like playing WoW, playing Dota a lot. Yeah. Anyway, it's already 40 minutes. Maybe I can share the story about my this exciting story when I was in JC.
Okay.
Regarding my gaming habits and with my family. So okay, my dad passed away like when I was in Sec 4.
Yeah.
So in JC, basically the way that my family works is like kind of like my sister is kind of like for lack of better term, like an overlord.
Your sister.
I remember writing a blog like after the incident. I was like, okay, we had a cold war. Basically, we had a cold war over my time spent in front of a computer.
Okay.
So I remember there was one day where I have a curfew of like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Yeah, I still can play games, but after 6 or 7, I'm supposed to stop.
She and your sister imposed that on you?
I think my sis and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my mom also working, so sometimes she also not around. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes my sister is around because she's studying in uni that time. So so one day she came in, she's like, how come you're still in front of the computer? Then I'm like, the fuck? Like, I think maybe it was 7 or 6, I think 6. So I haven't 6, right? Still got 15 minutes to 6. They say, you can turn off the computer late, you cannot turn it off earlier. Then I confused. I was like,
you can turn off the computer late.
Like you miss the timing lah.
okay.
Like you play until you play overtime, right? you cannot close earlier one day, man.
Yeah.
Then I confused, like, in my mind, it's like, obviously not lah, right? It's like, why would I want to cut short my gaming time, right? I may accidentally overshot, but I would never want to cut short.
Yeah.
So I never argue. But basically, after the conversation, then I talk back. Like, I usually don't talk back to my sister or whoever is older in my family lah. So I don't talk back. But then later, there's one part I talk back because I was like frustrated. I feel like she's just lashing out on me lah. So I think after that moment, we had a Cold War.
For how long?
Okay, for I would say almost a year. I can't remember.
What? A year?
It was like basically when at home, right, we won't acknowledge each other, that kind of one. Yeah. If they acknowledge or whatever, it's like through my mother. Yeah. So why this is important is because after that, right, my mom is kind of like the one controlling me. Yeah. So back then my CPU was in the living room. So when I'm playing, I'll be out late outside.
Yeah.
Then I think when my sister started controlling me, I kind of have free reign of the computer. I was like, this is the best. My mom like control a bit, but like generally I have my own control.
Yeah.
So I think back then, it was closer to A levels already. I didn't do well for prelims because I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was on my own studying schedule.
Yeah.
Then I remember there was a period of time where the way I do it is I go out at like 8 a.m. or whatever to McDonald's with my friends. We spend there like the whole fucking day until 6 p.m.,
Doing
7
what?
p.m. studying. So we will chong TYS.
Okay, yeah.
We will chong, we will discuss, and then just do a lot. I just really like literally just studying.
Study, okay.
Yeah, with my friends. So I find it conducive also because we can clarify a lot of things at one go. Or like whenever someone has revised something, you can like revise together.
Yeah.
So for quite a period of time, that was my schedule. I go out study, then I come home around 6, 7 or 8 p.m. Have dinner already. Then I'll be playing games. Yeah. So I'll play games until quite late, like 1, 2 a.m.
Okay.
Because that's like my way to distress.
Okay. Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. I didn't mind that routine. It was like quite fun. Like at least every day when I'm studying so much.
Yeah.
There's something to look forward to.
What were you playing then?
So initially we played Dota a lot, but I think because of the study period, we're like, let's stop playing Dota.
Because it's very
because it's like
very addictive,
very time consuming.
Okay.
Which is a bit dumb. But so we went to play a lot of Gunbound. Remember Gunbound?
Yeah, I remember.
So
that.
Gunbound was actually was a very good alternative because you can play a lot of games within a period of time.
Because it's short lah.
Yeah, because Dota is like you drag on. Maybe you play 2 games and then you're like done. 3 games you're done. 3 hours. But like in 3 hours you can play a lot of Gunbound games. Yeah. So I think we were playing a lot of Gunbound. We were doing over chat or whatever lah. So that was fun for me lah.
Yeah.
So my mom, she is kind of like a light sleeper. So whenever I play games, even with earphones or whatever, she will like, maybe because the light is on also, she will keep shouting like, 还不要关啊, haven't off
Because she can hear you on the keyboard right?
Yeah. 几点了? Like she always keep shouting me to turn it off, go sleep early so that tomorrow can study earlier.
Yeah.
So most of the time I just ignore lah. Gonna turn off already.
Yeah. I think all moms are there.
Yeah.
My mom.
Which was frustrating lah because I don't think they understood lah. Later part. So after that, she one day, I can't remember which, suddenly out of the blue, she stormed out of the room.
Yeah.
Then she threw my bank book, the
bank book.
My bank book, my IC. I don't know why my IC is her lah. My IC, my ATM card. I don't even know my password to the ATM card. But she just throw it there. Throw it on my desk. 你自己顾自己啊. Which means it's like you take care of yourself already.
Yeah.
I don't care about you anymore. It's stunned. I'm confused. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So she was like, damn drama. I think she like fed up with me already.
Why? Because she always asks you to sleep, but you don't want to.
Yeah, like sleep. I should go and like. Basically, she felt like I didn't
listen
know
to
how
her.
to. No, I didn't know how to prioritize my life.
But I mean, you were studying quite hard then, right?
Yeah. So after that incident, I was like, what the fuck lah? So I think the next day, my my aunt called me. It's damn drama. Because, okay, my dad passed away. Then I said things like, I'll make sure I'll do well in school.
Yeah.
So that, you can like take care of my mom when I grew up.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I think my aunt called me. She told me that my dad's side
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom apparently called her and I guess like pour her heart out or whatever I think she feel very like she don't know what to do. Like, I have this kid that's like not taking care of his own future, just playing game all the time. Like if you come back, like you shouldn't be playing games, especially when exams coming. You should just be studying. Yeah. That's their mindset Yeah. Then I got big take also because it's like I'm studying every single day for like 10 hours outside. Yeah. Then come home, I just want to like this is my way of distress because like I've tried studying without playing games and I think by day 3 I was like burnt out. Just like I don't want to study anymore. And at least this was more sustainable. Yeah. So it was quite drama mama. Then I think how was it resolved? I think my aunt explained to my mom. Then my mom, I think like as a parent, you also lao kui, right? You also don't say. So she just act like nothing happened. So she called me, are you coming back for dinner? Just like, okay. And it kind of like serve me under the rug, like, it never happened.
So that happened.
Yeah.
That whole incident happened. And then the next day.
So I think for the longest time, they always feel like game is this.
I think most parents
like
would.
Basically, if you play games, your brain cell will rot.
Yeah.
That's how they see it.
It's like Asian parents' mindset.
Right. Like if you don't play game, you have so much time to do other things. But they don't understand that I don't want to do any other things.
Right? They feel that games is kind of a waste of time, you know?
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, yes. Yeah. But I mean, it also depends on how you do it, right? Yeah. It's about the balance,
I'm not sure how that kind of mindset came about also because I mean, games are just like, in a sense, like sports, right? I mean, it's like leisure.
I guess to be frank, I guess the main reason is because they don't grow up with such things.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you are always wary with technology, right? Like kids now on TikTok, they be like, oh fuck, TikTok is a fucking bad influence. Get them off TikTok, get them off, iPad screens, all that shit. Yeah. So I guess it makes sense for them, like,
I guess so. Yeah. But it always kind of puzzled me as well. I would say.
I think also because maybe for their generation, they don't really have time for, I say not say time, but the opportunity for education is very precious to them. Right? So when you see that your kids are not like really taking advantage or leveraging this opportunity presented to them, and they're just like wasting it away on like playing games and not studying properly when like their own parents, you all don't have the opportunity to. I can understand where that frustration can come from.
Maybe, I guess so, yeah.
And I think everything was resolved at the end of the day. My co-worker, my sister, and all this whole gaming thing, it only resolved after I got back my A-level results after all this incident, and I did really, really well. So
you validated?
Yeah, after that they like
themselves.
Okay, Kenneth. Because I think they're very worried. They feel like I didn't care about my future. But I want to flunk my A-levels and like I'll be like nobody. Cannot do anything. Yeah. So after that, they also realize, okay, actually Kenneth is concerned about his grade more than we are aware of. Yeah. I guess maybe because as a kid,
they come from a good place, I guess. Yeah. It's just that it will clash with what you personally, think that you can achieve. Yeah. Right. So you know yourself that you can study and play games. Yeah. But from their perspective, they don't actually see that.
They don't think so. Yeah. So I guess also lack of understanding lah. Like, cause I think my mom didn't see me studying.
Yeah.
Whenever she see me, I'm in front of my computer playing games.
Yeah.
So to her, it's like that's all I'm doing. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's a lot of miscom along the way lah. Miscom in the point of that, like, firstly, they don't understand like what I'm going through, and because of that, they kind of like just judge it based solely on some observations that they have while I'm home. Yeah. And I guess on my end also, it's very hard to tell your parents what you are studying and what you have caught up to, right? You don't share this kind of like, I revised chapter 1 to 12 of biology. Then they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? I've learned all the RNA, DNA, transcribe, whatever shit. It's like, you won't tell this to your parents because they're like, they wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So there's all this miscom that happens along the way.
You see, I mean, I mean, compared to you, I think I feel that I have a relatively smoother childhood.
Guys, I'm fine, okay? It's not as turbulent. I mean, I wouldn't say... I guess I still have a very general positive childhood. You know, although my dad passed away on 16, then I have all this so-called drama, but it's not really as crazy as like, you know, someone who has their parents who left them.
Yeah.
You know, then your broken family. I mean, I wouldn't go to a point to say that I have a turbulent childhood.
Yeah. Because when I was in A levels, so A levels was my so-called my darkest period whereby I kind of gave up on my study because I hated what I took. I took like PCME which I hated so much.
I can relate.
Yeah. So that was the point whereby I was at my worst. I was hooked on World of Warcraft then already. So I played Truant. I went home.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was like a paikia to the max. So I basically gave up on my studies, and then I always skip school to go home to play World of Warcraft, then play until very late every night. But even then, my parents also never like had such a big reaction. They still trusted that I would come around one day. Yeah, it's just a rebellious phase, and I would still come around one day, and then like I would still be able to do something to my studies lah.
So what caused you to then like? I mean, your A-level result, was it okay?
It was average.
Average lah.
Yeah. I marked for the last 2 weeks before A levels.
I
literally studied nothing for the first like 1 year and like 10 months.
I get what you mean.
And then so I have this funny story whereby before I took A level 2 weeks, right? You know, like you panic mode already, like shit, it's like you literally know nothing about anything. So I had this like genius idea that eating fish porridge would be like good for my brain. So I literally ate fish porridge for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for the 2 weeks,
hey guys,
for the 2 weeks, I literally ate fish porridge. So my mom goes to work, my dad also goes to work. So I had to tapao my own food. So I was like at my wit's end because I literally was panicked. I knew that if I do nothing, I would fail my A levels.
Yeah.
So I decided that beyond mugging, I would eat fish porridge from morning to night. And I did that for 2 weeks. And I still came out okay lah. I came out okay. I survived.
Fish porridge. You buy from the same store.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes. There's this like fish porridge store downstairs that they sell. I think if you go Clementi Hawker Center, they still have it there. It's like a chain store.
So that 2 weeks, did the uncle like recognize you?
The auntie recognized me.
Recognize you.
So I will. I think then I'm still going to school, ma.
Maybe she thought you got cancer or some shit. You need to eat ting tan for this period of 2 weeks.
Like why this boy
eating fish porridge every day? He must be like, having a hard time.
Some problem.
Actually, he thought that eating fish porridge will make me do well in school.
Yeah. So I literally ate fish porridge for that 2 weeks, and I marked like crazy lah.
Studied like crazy for 2 weeks,
and I got average scores for it lah. Yeah. I still came out. I still survived lah. Yeah.
What I mean.
I didn't do as well as you, but I still survived lah.
I think I spent 2 months. So maybe that's the I didn't eat fish porridge.
Yeah, that's a secret.
Yeah, I think I took 2 months. I think 2 months before, I just like decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna study at my own pace. I organized my own like how I want to study.
Yeah.
And I stopped going to school.
Yeah.
So I think that at the time people are still going to school. A bit here and there.
I still remember I still go.
Yeah. So I just like fuck it. I'm not gonna go to school. I'm just gonna.
Oh, you have a choice actually.
Just fuck it lah. Don't go lah.
Oh.
Nothing will happen. What?
Oh, I thought it's like compulsory. I mean, isn't it still?
I
like
remember
school time?
like.
Don't you have to like go to school?
I think maybe not 2 months before lah. Maybe 1 month plus 1.5 months before. I think like it was close to the point where going back to school is just revision only.
Yeah.
So I skip all those.
Oh.
Totally don't go for all this revision classes because it's like if I haven't been studying, the revision wouldn't help me.
I guess so.
You get what I mean? Yeah, you need to like start from the basic before you can understand what the revisions are about.
Yeah.
So it will be a fucking waste of time. Yeah. So that's why I also didn't study for prelim because my schedule is like, okay, I only study until here.
Yeah.
So whatever subjects that I haven't touched yet, I just fuck it.
Oh.
So math, right? I go inside, right? I 10 minutes I finish the paper already. I'm like, nope. I don't know how to do anything. I just sit there and just like sleep, and just wait.
but prelim is like
like nobody cares about right.
Everyone feels it anyway because they always like
jack up the difficulty.
They
right?
they set the papers to be very difficult or something.
So but that was quite So that's how I got my good result, because I skipped. I marked a bit longer than you, but before that I also like fuck it, cause I guess I didn't really enjoy school that much. My classmates, I didn't really have very. I mean, there are some like so ugly in the sense that like there's this incident where here's a bit sidetrack, but there was this incident where I remember there's this thing called, what do you call that? The lab exams.
Practicals?
Spa? Is it
called
Spa?
Yeah, something like that.
Spa exam. So I know like each science, because I did triple science. So each science test, science. Right? Each science test, there's a practical exam for A levels, and that practical exam is like conducted way ahead one. It's like mid-year or something.
Ahead,
months ahead you will do your practical exam.
Yeah.
And the way that it's conducted, I remember, is like for that 1 week, the exam will happen for that 1 week. The different classes will take turn to go.
Oh.
Right. So technically speaking, if a class go on Monday, another class, if they can share info, the other class can kind of also know what's going on.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember this struck me because
the paper is the same, right?
I think the exam is more or less the same one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sometimes what you do is like you share information with your friends lah. Like, your friend know that they roughly is this area. Then you will like, hey, tell your classmate, like, hey, this is covered this lah. That's like, I also heard from there. So you share once. So I remember this incident very clearly, because that was like, I think that was like a defining moment for me on why I didn't like my class.
Okay.
There was two of them. They had another group of friends. From another class. Where they already found out about the question.
Okay.
So it's like, fine lah, okay, fine. Then for us, I still don't know yet. That's like whatever lah. I mean, like, if you got study and do practical, it's just do go through motion, more or less okay.
Yeah.
So there's this part where they wanted to discuss about what they heard about. So they're like, hey, come. They like in front of us say, come, let's go to the other corner and discuss
the questions.
Then I'm like, what the fuck lah?
Like left you out there.
No, it's not just me, but like a few of us.
Oh.
So I'm like, firstly, you don't have to, like, if you want to discuss secretly, don't even do it in front of us lah. You know, like,
that's kind of a weird
don't
thing
let
to do.
anyone know about the fact that you know some stuff that we don't know lah, right? And it's like, if I knew anything, I would have shared. But for them, it's like, no, competitive. You know, we need to.
But I remember last time they always say they will change a little bit of like, some
values.
of the...
But I think like the general, like what concept they're testing on will be more or less the same lah.
Okay.
I don't know what was the test about, but that kind of defined for me like, this bunch of people are trash. I never came in contact with them. I don't bother to keep in contact with them.
But before that, you were kind of close?
I mean, we are all... So the class was like my class is very weird. Like we have... the guys, we have generally one clique, all the Chinese guys. Then like the non-Chinese dudes, and then maybe one or two other Chinese dudes are one clique. Then the girls are like one clique. The girls also got like two cliques or something. So it's like very cliquish. So you don't feel, there's no like class bonding. Although it's like 20 over people only. I don't really feel close to most of them lah.
I see.
But most of the time my JC, I spend my time with my secondary school friends. A lot of them are in the same JC. So it's a bit sidetracked lah, but after that I'm also kind of like bored. Like I think for you also, like I was like thinking, why am I putting myself to go through this? Because firstly, I guess I didn't really want to be in that JC, in Jurong JC, by the way.
I'm also Jurong JC.
I didn't. You
You were same. But I mean, I don't know you then. But we were from the same school.
Okay. So I remember I didn't like where I am. I don't know why I'm there. Firstly, I felt like I would have been much better. I wanted to go NJC. Like fucking nerd. Nerd. I wanted to go NJC. I didn't get in. Then I was like thinking I should have gone to poly. I felt like I should have gone to poly. I felt like I would have been a lot happier there.
What were you thinking of doing in poly then?
I don't know. I just don't want to be
just
in JC.
wanted,
because I felt like it was like all these things I'm studying. It felt very pointless to me at that point.
I see.
Like why am I forcing myself to study all this thing? So it's kind of, I guess, like a kind of identity crisis. It's like, why? What am I interested in? Why exactly? Like, so what if I like, get into uni, yeah.
Like you didn't know what you want to do. You don't really know what you go to JC for.
I don't really know. Yeah. But then it's also the point is like, oh, at least poly come out, you got a diploma. But JC is like, if you fuck it up, your A-level cert can't do shit.
I mean, you're expected to go to the university. Yeah.
So that was where my frustrations came about.
I see.
But JC, I played a lot of Dota. I think I played a lot of Dota.
Yeah, Dota was I was first exposed to Dota when it was still a mod on Warcraft 3. Yeah. I stopped playing when it became a game by itself.
The Dota 2
because I don't know, maybe then I was a bit of an elitist I was like, me like this is like a Dota mod. Wow,
this is not the real deal.
Yeah. That was what went through my mind.
I get what I mean. Like the original is still better.
I was like, please, like what the hell? What's all this trash? Like all these like rip-off heroes. Yeah, that was like that's what made me not want to play Dota when it became a game by itself.
Oh, I remember like LAN shops. Do you go to a lot of LAN shops?
But I mean, last time when people go to LAN shop, they usually play like CS, know, and then
play Dota, no?
Dota not as much because I play online. You see,
I see. My secondary school, right? My class has a lot of people who can play Dota.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say all great lah, but like we have quite a number of people.
Yeah.
I remember Saturdays. Oh, first is sometimes Wednesday we'll go LAN shop after school.
Yeah.
Then you need to. And that was the first time I was like, shit, I feel like a bad boy because you
someone gangster.
You don't go LAN shop, you cannot wear school uniform.
Gangster.
You cannot wear school uniform, right?
Must wear hoodie.
Yeah, no, just you need to wear a t-shirt. So I have to like secretly pack a t-shirt, a pajamas t-shirt from home, pack inside. Yeah, then go there LAN shop. Then the LAN shop basically just wear over. They don't fucking care lah.
Yeah. I think the person in the counter, they know one lah.
So I remember like my class, like I think Saturdays sometimes we have like enrichment classes whatever, half a day, or like in the morning until like 10 a.m. Then we will chong down to Ginza Plaza, Clementi now is West Coast Plaza.
Oh no, I don't really go there.
So there used to have a lot of LAN shops.
Yeah.
So we will have all of us like 10 people. We will be there. Then we will go there. We will buy like the 6-hour package.
6 hours? What the heck?
So 10 a.m. we play until like, I think you calculate it was slightly less than $1.
Huh?
Yeah.
For 6 hours?
Like maybe $2. Actually, I don't know whether got $2.
Wait, I mean you per hour?
Per hour. So the package is like maybe $10 or $12 for like the 6 hours.
Oh, I see.
Then you just go there long for 10 hours, 6 hours long, 6-7 hours. You just sit there and play long. Play Dota.
Yeah,
play tower defense.
Yeah.
So
TD, that's right.
Yeah. So after that we were like, I think like come to my house here, play basketball or whatever shit. Yeah, it's good time. Those were good times. But I remember there was a drama where we didn't like one of this guy in our class.
Okay.
He's this very loud, small size guy.
Yeah.
That always act very arrogantly. I think he's just trying to compensate.
Your viewers know
compensate.
Who we are talking about.
I don't think they know lah. My secondary school friends will know.
Okay.
I don't think a lot of my secondary school friends listen to this. But nobody really liked him lah. So there was once where we already say we don't want him to be there, or we didn't invite him.
Yeah.
But he just follow with us.
Wow, quite thick skin.
Yeah, so he just follow. Then everybody.
Leave him out.
I got frustrated. I think
we
I got
already got 10 people already.
We're like, we need to come together, and if he's coming, we need to all say together that we don't want him to be there. Kanina, every single one of them, Hamji, they all shut up.
Can.
Don't want to say anything. So you come along, everybody just keep quiet. Then I got frustrated. It's like in the end, we still had to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I remember on the bus trip towards there, I'm like, actually, all of us don't want you to be here. Why are you still joining us?
Who said that?
I said. Because I remember, I think based on my memories, we were standing at the exit door there. So I was standing beside him. So I asked him, actually, we didn't want you to be here. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Like, why are you still, come and join us?
Yeah.
Then you all told me come there, don't go lor. Then he left the bus. Then we were like, yeah. Then we yeah. Then we just move on. Yeah. I don't know. Is that considered bullying, guys? I don't know, because
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he's really obnoxious and
He's quite obnoxious, yeah.
and then you guys like, I mean, unanimously don't like him. I mean,
I don't think we like.
But you never really like.
I never put him down. I
Yeah.
don't confront him most of the time. But
Yeah.
he's always like very loud in class, making very like bad jokes, and always act like he's like damn good at games and all that shit. But
like
he's
like show off.
but he's
like that
like
lah.
he's
Always
like
to flex
not
one.
that great, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
he always
yeah.
quite arrogant, trying to show off, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, if I were you, I would also feel like if that person come along lah.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's a good thing that you say it. I mean, I hope. I mean, did he continue after that? I guess not.
I can't remember lah. I think like there wasn't like. I think back then when you're a kid, this kind of thing like you come and go and like you forget about the drama and then just move on.
After a while, you like forget already lah.
Yeah. So there wasn't like anyway, I also not friends with him right now anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't keep in contact and all.
I see.
Yeah. But I do remember like also we used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah. I played
Yeah.
that, but I wasn't rich enough to play that. It was too expensive when we were young. I guess you are rich enough then.
No. I use all my money, I got no money to eat.
What the hell?
Buy the pack.
No, so-
I got no more money, count.
You know,
I just buy first.
so you know, last time Magic there wasn't any digital game, right? So you literally have to buy the booster packs to play.
Yeah.
So I have to buy the booster pack, you need the allowance to buy it,
Correct.
My allowance was like, I don't know, like $2 a day. So literally cannot buy one. Confirm cannot
How
buy
you
one.
even eat in school?
$2 can. You can buy like tea fan or something. It's like $2 or quite pan.
Suddenly I feel like my childhood. Slightly better than yours. In secondary school maybe got like $5. Wait, when you play Magic, or like when you know that people are playing Magic, you was in primary school, is it?
Oh no. That was like secondary school.
Okay.
Really. Yeah. So secondary school, I would say lower sec, it was still about $2 plus every day. And then when I go to upper sec, it was maybe about $5 a day.
Yeah.
But it was still not enough to buy a booster
Yeah,
pack
I get what
because
you
that
mean.
was just literally enough to eat.
That's like booster pack was like what, $4?
Yeah, it was really expensive. So I have another friend who has a like bigger allowance. So how I vicariously basically play through him. So last time, because my school is near Choa Chu Kang station. So Choa Chu Kang has this what's that called, like
a game shop.
QQ World. I don't know what is it called, like some shop that they sell those kind of game card booster packs one. So every day after school, he'll always buy one pack. Then I always follow him to
see
that.
the card.
Then
see the cards.
then they will open. Then I will
get
just
excited with him.
Yeah.
But it's not your card.
But that's as far as I go with playing MTG when I was young lah.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, there was this funny story. One of my good friends. So he has this card. I want to build a deck, but this deck requires this card that I still remember what it's called. It's called Archmage's Vengeance. I think it was like a 6 mana white card that destroy all. I don't know why this is important, but I just wanted to say it. Like destroy all creatures, land, enchantments, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like for control decks.
Yeah.
So I wanted.
That sounds OP.
Because Magic is 4 cards, right? Maximum of 4 cards in each deck.
Yes.
So 60 cards that you can have 4 of each.
Yeah.
I wanted that card. I wanted 4 of them. My friend has 4 of them. So each one is about $5.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, that was like fuck expensive.
That's expensive,
$5. So I made a arrangement with him. Asking can I do a long-term payment?
Installment. Zero interest.
How the installment works, guys. It was 50 cents a day.
50 cents a day.
I'll buy him Roti John from canteen for recess. So for like,
when he gets sick of the Roti John,
he's like, okay. So for like, I don't know, for like months, like 2 months or something, he was eating Roti John every day.
What the hell?
I was feeding him Roti John every day. Like, hey, recess, then I'll buy him Roti John, 50 cents. Yeah, good times.
Oh man. I'm surprised that he's not sick of the Roti John by the end of it.
I don't know.
4 cards. $5 each. That's $20, right? 50 cents.
So.
So divided by 20, it means 40 Roti Johns.
Yeah. So 1 week you only can have 250, what? Right? 1 week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is $5.
Yeah.
So times 4, 8 weeks. For 2 months. Eat Roti John for 2 months.
Wow. Power to your friend, man.
Yeah, that was quite funny. I don't know why lah. He's just like, okay. Then I'm like, yeah, okay, we got a deal.
So you managed to get the 4 cards.
Yeah, I think it's still with me.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have my
MTG
I won't say
collection.
most of my rare cards I sold already. I sold it together with like one set. I just sold for $100. Because at that time I also wanted to quit already. Yeah, I think like in secondary school, I think set 3 or set 4, then I was like, I didn't wanted to keep playing lah.
Yeah.
So cause it's an investment ma. And then the time it's like, well, you keep playing, it just keep losing
it's quite
money.
expensive. Yeah.
So just sell it off. Yeah, that was good times though.
Yeah.
Wow, the podcast 1 hour already. We haven't even talked about FF7.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come back for another FF7 episode.
Exclusive episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Wow, this is unexpected.
We kind of talk more about like experiences as a gamer, like like when we were in secondary school and
which is fine. I thought that was quite fun to talk about. There's a lot of things, other things that
I feel like being a gamer now, the experience, if you're a kid and you're a gamer now, I think the experience will be quite different as compared to when we were younger. Yeah. I think impressions of the parents would have probably changed because how like esports and how the whole, social media, mobile gaming.
A lot more parents are growing up with gaming experiences also.
Yeah. So I think if you're a kid now and you play games, I think you won't feel as much resistance as us when we were younger.
Recently I went to my friend's place. He has a twin. She has a twin lah.
Yeah.
So I know the couple.
Yeah.
Their kids are like primary 1.
Yeah.
So the mom sometimes she will play her PS4. She will play like the what's it called? Like the Man of Medan, like the horror games. House of Medan? Man of Medan?
Never heard of that.
Don't know lah. She will play like this kind of
It's been a while since I played a horror game also.
I don't know. Do you spell it correctly? Yeah, Man of Medan. So it's a horror-based, story-driven,
based on a movie
survivor game thingy on PS4.
Okay.
The kids will join in and watch.
Isn't that scary for the kids?
I don't know. They fucking love it. It's funny because they already know the game. So when I went over, they're like, okay, you try this game lah. So they have like a room.
Yeah.
It's like a home theater room where they play game also.
Yeah.
Then it was kind of funny because I take over lah. I try. I don't really like horror games, but they're like, hey, you just try lah. So they off the light, they play.
Yeah.
Then the kids, her son will like keep like being a bit of spoiler.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, oh it's coming. Oh. then the funniest part is there was a part where they show a coffin.
Yeah.
In this ship lah, where the setting of the story is.
Yeah.
So when the coffin appears, he suddenly you know what's that? That's the coffin meme song.
Oh,
He started singing.
I was like, what's that?
Then I was like confused. What was he singing?
Oh.
Then afterwards I was like, oh,
it's
he's
the
singing
Ghana,
the coffin meme song out of the blue. It was so cute.
Actually, kids these days are like,
they're very exposed to the trends and all. Yeah. So you're right, like the gaming experience now is very different.
Yeah.
I know there are like discussion about whether it's good or bad. I don't think there's much use to think about it that way. It's just different though. It's just different, and then the way that you need to manage it is also different now.
Yeah. Definitely lah.
I think there's a lot more online component also when it comes to games. And gaming communities can be very nice. It can be very toxic as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when there's some emotional aspect to it.
When
it always goes both
when you're
ways.
invested in it.
Yeah, it always goes both ways. It can be like best. It can be the best thing that happened to you. Yeah, it can be the worst thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think it's difficult as a parent to manage this, but somehow you kind of need to trust that they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, personally,
and I guess maybe you need to know what they're playing.
Yeah.
And that will help you also. Like you can't really stop them totally if they really enjoy certain games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess if let's say you grow up as a gamer, then you should also try to like watch out lah.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, personally, I would say that in the future, if I have a kid, I wouldn't be asked. I mean, being a gamer myself, I won't be. I would say I won't discourage my kid lah. Definitely, if like he or she loves to play games, because I know that. I mean, I actually learned a lot of things playing games as I was
true.
young, right?
That's
I mean,
true.
you learn English words.
Yes.
Right? You learn like those kind of like weird words they use in like video games, right?
Yeah.
Like in World of Warcraft, they also use a lot of those.
I remember using this word in my conversation. I was like, wow, my vocab damn good. Yeah, but it's called I think the word Shroud. Shroud.
Oh, Shroud.
Yeah,
Shroud,
because Shroud of Darkness is a name in the Archmage.
Like,
The spell name called Shroud of Darkness. I remember using it in my conversation. I was like, wow, my English.
Yeah. Actually, honestly speaking, I mean, I really learned a lot of vocab
through games.
Through games.
But your vocab is very specific to games.
Yeah. You'll learn like words like phoenix. You'll learn words like centaur. Like all these like mythic creatures and things like that.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah. So actually, personally, I would say if my kid actually do like to play games, I would think that playing game actually has a lot of like benefits to it. So I would think I'll come from a very different perspective as compared to my parents.
It's always a balance. I think growing up, so after a while, like as long as you don't go down the path where you're neglecting every part of your life, generally gaming is a healthy hobby.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, as with everything, right? There's when you bring it to the extreme, it's always bad.
Yeah. That's true.
And like I know, like some people will look down like, hey, play games and what. Dude, you spend your time in front of Netflix for hours. It's the same thing, lah. In fact, I feel like someone who plays games have a bigger takeaway than you just sitting there and
I would rather I rather like my wife. Next time like we would rather probably have our kid play game than just being like watching TikTok
or like play games together rather than just
Yeah. I would think so. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a parent that play games with you.
Yeah, I think that's like the dream, man. Like,
the dream, right?
Like if your parents play game and then you play game, and then you
my
play
mother
games
play
together.
mahjong. Yeah, it's a game, I guess.
Yeah. But
she plays what they call it, Pirate King. I don't know whatever. This old game, mobile game.
I know.
She's still playing. I remember got once she asked me to, hey, go and accept this thing, the Facebook thing.
I want a stamina. I want the heart.
Can you accept it? I said no, I'm not gonna accept it. I don't need to take my data.
Yeah. My wife also plays some mobile games that are very, very casual and those like similar to Bejeweled or those kind of you just log in and just like collect stuff and things like that. Yeah.
Okay lah. I guess maybe we'll have another episode. It was surprisingly the discussion.
We wanted to talk actually more about games, but we kind of veered off to our life experience.
It's okay. We can focus more on games in the next episode.
Part 2.
I really want to talk about FF7 though. The implications of what this game is, what we look forward to.
Yeah, I think that would be...
And maybe you also to bring up more your view for someone who plays FF7.
I feel that our impression or our perspective when you played the game will be quite different.
Yeah, I also think so.
Yeah, because you started with a fresh pair of eyes.
Yeah.
And then
you have the experience of the
playing
original
FF7.
game.
Yeah.
Okay lah, we can always have another one. I think even if the next episode might be also. We can work out, we see our schedule, huh? But anyway, thanks for listening in. You're still here. You are a gamer. You are a nerd. Welcome to the club.
Or you may actually resonate with us. 1990s gamer.
So thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoy Jeremy. I'll probably bring Jeremy on board again for another episode. So keep a lookout to that. And see you guys soon.
Bye.